How do you create this distressed, funky look on a gel plate? The answer is using these pigment dye stamp pads. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to stamp up your plate with these pads and create some really fun, unusual looks. Hi, I'm Jenna McLean, printmaker and surface artist. This channel is for artists who love ink, texture, and turning their art into patterns. So let's get inky and let's get started. Now, before I get started with the projects, I want to explain something about stamp pads. The stamp pads that I'm using are not the kind of stamp pads that you buy at an office supply store like Staples or Office Depot, the kind that they use in schools and offices where you take a stamp and you mark a bill paid. That's not the kind of stamp pad that we're using here. They are water-based and they're made of cheap dyes. They're not going to work well on a gel plate. Now, this is another brand called Stazon, and artists do use this. They can use it on the gel plate, but this is not water-based, it's alcohol-based. It is a completely different chemistry than these pigment pads here. So I'm not referring to these Stazon pads in this particular video. I will create a separate video about how to use these on gel pads at some time in the future. Now, these Distress Oxide pads, these are made by a company called Ranger, and the brand name is Distress Oxide. They're called Distress because these particular pads, when you put them on the plate, it does create a distressed, vintage, maybe even kind of a grungy look, depending on how you use them. And these pads, by the way, they're great for scrapbooking and doing things other than gel printing. Below this video, I have the links to show you where you can get these. They come in many, many different colors. I bought a 6-pack. These all came together in one pack, but you can buy them individually, and there are other selections that come in 6-packs. So let's get started with these pigment pads. I'm going to use this purplish one. It's called Seedless Preserves, and I'm going to press it right onto the gel plate. You don't have to put on a really thick layer of this. You can see the gel plate through the pigment. That's fine. And then I'm going to take this raspberry shade and I'm going to place it down here. And one of the things that I'm not going to do is that I'm not going to use this pink pad and have it go over this purplish color, because I don't want to pick up the purple on this pad and contaminate it. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space between the purple and the pink. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to take one of my brayers and I'm going to roll this out on the purple because I want to get rid of those pad marks. The pad leaves a square mark on the plate. I want to get rid of those. But see how much paint or pigment is on this roller? These are very wet pigments. Your roller is going to have a lot of color on it. And I'm going to take this brayer and just go over the pink. And at this point, I'm going to blend a little bit here. So I'm going to cover up that blank space that I had before with this brayer. I'm going to lay down a piece of regular printing paper and let this dry. How long is this going to take? It really depends, again, on what your environment is. That's usually the way it is with the acrylic paints as well. How hot is it where you are? How humid is it? Do you have the windows open and air conditioner running? That kind of thing. So while this is drying, I want to make an important point here. You need to wash these off in between each print that you make. The good thing is this comes off very quickly. You don't need to scrub these brayers. All you have to do is stick them under your faucet and this will wash right off. But this stuff it's not going to dry. It's going to be wet. So if you go to make another print and you have forgotten to wash these off, it's going to destroy your next print and the next color combination that you're trying to create. So make sure that you wash them off. or at least wipe them off with a towel. Another thing that you can do is you could take a little clear bottle like this, fill it with water, spritz these off, and use a towel to clean them. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, so we have a nice blend between the purple and the pink, and there is a distressed look. I hope that you can see it with the camera. This has formed lots of tiny, tiny, tiny little spots of color on here instead of the very flat look that you get when you use acrylic paints. So let's do another one, shall we? I'm going to take this blue called Salty Ocean. I'll start pressing it onto the gel plate. I'll leave a little space. And then I'm going to put this color called Wild Honey up top here. I'll take a brayer and roll this out to get rid of those stamp pad marks. And I'll do the same with a different brayer down here, the blue. And now I'm going to go over that little clear spot. Look, we have some green showing up. That's really cool. Okay, let's do a pull. I'm doing this in real time. I'm not speeding things up. This is going to dry pretty quickly because I am making this video in July, and no joke, it is 100 degrees outside. It is really warm in this room. I don't have the AC going or a fan blowing because I don't want the microphone to pick up that sound. So it's really hot in here. So I think this is going to dry pretty quickly. Let's do a pull. Okay, here we have another really interesting looking print. You do get some lines from the brayer. If I had continued to roll it out more, I probably could have gotten rid of those. But you do have a distressed look, and this is not a look that you can really get by using acrylic paints. If I had put this on here and then some yellow, I would not have gotten this effect. So this is what is so cool about these pigment pads. I'm going to create some more of these sheets, and so I'm going to be speeding up the camera. Now that we have some of these background papers made up, I'm going to use some stencils on the gel plate. And I have quite a selection here. I'm just going to pick one and go with it. So I think I'm going to go with this one. I'll go with this one. So I'm going to put down a contrasting color. I'm going to go with this Salty Ocean color. I'm going to cover the entire gel plate with the pigment ink, and I'm going to brayer it out. Place the stencil on top, and I'm going to put this paper down and I'm going to rub. Now with a stencil like this, you really have to be aware that you've got to get your fingers into all those little nooks and crannies, all of the little spots that are open. because if you don't get your fingers in there, when you go to pull this, you're going to get some weird looking results. Let's pull this and see what we have. Okay, there we go. That is a really cool psychedelic looking print, right? Okay, I'm going to lift this up. And by the way, your fingers will pick up these pigment dyes if you touch them, just so you know. And the stencil has left another design on here, which is worth picking up. So I'm going to grab a blank sheet of paper, printing paper. I'm going to put it on top, and I'm going to pull. And that's really cool too. You could use this for another project. Let's try another one. I'm going to use this stencil, and I think I'm going to use this as the pickup paper. So what color should I use? I think I'm going to go with this purple. So I'm going to ink up the gel plate, get even pigment on there, put this down, and use this. And try to get into all those little nooks and crannies created by the stencil. Let's see what we have here. That is really cool. I love that. So let's peel off this stencil, put down a piece of plain paper on here, and lift up this layer. And we can save this for another gel printing project. Another thing that you can do with these pigment pads is that you can use stamps on the gel plate. And these are stamps that I made out of craft foam. And actually the next video that I'm going to release on YouTube is going to be all about how to make these yourself. So I'm going to use these right now, and let's see what happens. I'm going to take this salty ocean blue and cover the gel plate with it. I'll roll this out. And place this on here. I made these stamps out of craft foam. It has adhesive on the underside, so I cut them out. I removed the adhesive layer from below the pieces of foam and just stuck them to this piece of cardboard. Okay, let's see how this looks. It's kind of a funky result. Let's try another one. I'll take this wild honey. I think I'm going to use 2 colors. And the abandoned coral. Blend these up a little bit. Trying to put some even pressure on this. I'll put this one here. That is really fun. You can also use other forms of stamps on the gel plate. These are some stamps that I purchased in a flea market from India. These are hand carved out of wood. I don't know if you can really see much of the detail with the camera because they're very, very dark. And these are really fun to work with. I am a block printer, so I use these in my block printing practice. You can pick these up at flea markets, you can buy them on eBay. And today I want to use this one, which has a floral design, and use it on the gel plate. So I'm going to put some ink on here. Let's see, I think I'll go with the wild honey and peacock feathers. And now I'm going to take a pad And I'm just going to ink up this surface. So let me go with the purplish one, and let's see how this works. These dyes from India, they're old, and sometimes at this stage of the game, they've become a little warped from being washed so many times. So I'm trying to get all of the surface there. Let's see what this looks like. Pretty. I just want to put this on the edge. Maybe I'll ink this one up with a different color. Let's see how this looks. This is one of the fun things about the pigment pads, is that you really don't know what you're going to end up with, because the layers are so thin and the designs are faint. You just really have no clue what's going to happen when you lift up the paper, and that's part of the fun and part of the surprise. Wow, look at that. Really interesting looking print. Kind of a kaleidoscope of shapes and colors and patterns. I hope you enjoyed this video about how to use pigment dye stamp pads on a gel plate. I will be making quite a few more of these videos showing you how to use these, because there are a lot of techniques that you can use on the gel plate that I didn't even go into today. You can spray water, you can spray alcohol on the gel plate once you've inked it up, and so that you can create all of these really cool effects. So keep your eyes open for more videos about these pigment dye stamp pads. And if you would like to get a copy of a free gel printing supply list, the link for that is below in the description section. I have a 9-page free supply list that shows you all of the supplies that I'm using on a day-to-day basis in my gel printing practice, and also you will have the link for the Distress Oxide pads. So let me know if you have any questions or if you have any comments. I'd be happy to hear what you have to say and what kind of fun you've had with this. Enjoy.